If you watched or were in attendance since it was a home game, of the Carolina Hurricanes Minnesota Wild game last night, I bet you went to sleep. Your hair was disheveled. Your eyes were bloodshot. You felt like you had been on a roller coaster with loops and maybe a little like a log flume at the end, just consistently for at least the first period. Second period may have been more lazy river, but third period more chill. But the first period was bananas.
I don't know. You had 2 goals in the first 50 seconds of the second period.
Yeah, you're right. I guess I kind of considered that like a carryover from the first period.
First 22 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. My point is the game was crazy, right? And there's I wish this is for as bad as it went pretty good. It's a car crash where no one got hurt, right? You wish you didn't get in the car crash, but you're so thankful that nobody got hurt. You wish that they didn't have to face so much adversity early on in that game or so many weird obstacles. You wish Chatfield didn't take a dirty hit and leave the game and not return with the injury. You wish that they didn't give up a couple soft goals early. You wish that they didn't have so much in their way. But for all of that happening, I liked the response to the Chatfield hit. I liked that it seemed this is how I remember it. I was watching the game at home, sitting on my couch. My wife was in the other room. She said, "Let me know when someone scores." And there was a lot of, "Darn it, they scored. Oh, no, wait, we scored." There was a lot of that, right? I liked how quick those reactions are. Well, who gave up the goal? What happened? Never mind, we scored. It's tied up again. That's how all of our conversations went. And I love that. Right, I love that there was no sulking. I love that Jackson Blake and Andrei Svechnikov didn't even it was just watch this, right? It was here we go. I got it. I thought Adam Gold on Twitter described it pretty well. It looked like Jackson Blake back at North Dakota or whatever he was, right? It looks like he just weaved through everybody, and it's the move that the future pro does in college. Or the future, college stud does in high school, and the coach goes, that's not going to work at the next level. You're going to have to use your teammates. You're going to have to be physical. You're not just be able to weave around everybody because you're a better skater. Jackson Blake, okay, yes, coach, gets to the NHL. I don't know. If they give me space, I can just kind of weave through them and go score, which is exactly what he did. Ties it up 1-1. Brock Faber scores. A handful of seconds later, Andrei Svechnikov has an old-school Andrei Svechnikov goal. And what I mean by that is it has me yelling at my TV, "Why don't you do that every time, Andrei?" Just that, every time. We go weeks without seeing it, but I know you can because you just did. Why not every time, Andrei? When the team needs a spark, that's what you do. I feel like Will Smith in Bad Boys with Martin Lawrence. From now on, that's how you drive, right? That's how you shoot. From now on, that's the sequel. That's what I'm looking for, Andre. That's what I'm looking for. Sean Walker's, he's on a heater right now. What are you going to do? He's playing really, really good hockey.
He has 3 goals already this season. He had 5 last year.
Is Sean Walker a double-digit goals guy? Is that just what he is now? Is it him sensing Gostisbehere's out and this guy's out and that guy's out and there's some oxygen that I can go absorb? Maybe.
Getting plenty of minutes.
But he's playing really well. This is not one of those situations where a guy is super efficient with 12 minutes and you're like, let's see if we give him 15 and then the efficiency drops. No, it's maybe increasing. And then I want to go find the commenter from yesterday when we did our feedback frenzy that acted like we were doing too much talking about Nikolai Ehlers scoring 1 goal. It's just 1 goal. Relax. Yeah, but you don't know what that weight off the shoulders can do for a guy because now 2 games, 2 goals, including the go-ahead goal that ends up being the difference. Was it set up for him nicely by Jackson Blake? Absolutely. But Ehlers had to finish, and he did. I don't love, as I'll say over and over again, I don't love that this team seems to be tested so many darn different ways. but I do really respect how they react to it. Rod Brindamore was asked after the game about having another injury on the blue line, obviously talking about Chatfield, the guy that's been covering for other injuries along with the other healthy D-men. And this is what Rod had to say.
Yeah, injuries anytime, no good, but, it's just the way this year's gone. I just can't get healthy and then keep losing, key pieces. That's rough. And hopefully, I don't know how long he's going to be out, but it's a tough hit.
It's a tough hit. It's a tough one. That is just sometimes when it rains, it pours. You get Keandre Miller back. We talked so much yesterday about how excited I was to see Miller and Chatfield out there in that defensive pairing because I think that has massive potential. It lasted a couple of minutes before Chatfield left for the day, and then Miller was out there, getting in where he fits in, right? Because then he's kind of the odd man out on the pairings left without a partner, and he ends up playing 23-something minutes.
Looked like he didn't miss a beat.
Really good. The only thing that I noticed about him being out is a few times they cut to him on the bench and he just looked like he was a little tired. Just
trying to get that win back.
Yeah, that was the only thing that I noticed. Had a great pass to Jankowski. Jankowski couldn't finish for the goal, but it just shows what Miller can do as a creator. And then Dennis, if I were a superstitious person, I would make you choose a line that needs to perform well every game.
Yeah.
Because yesterday you asked, and we both answered, what line do you want to see play well? What line do you think it's important to get going? And you picked Ehlers, Stankoven, and Blake.
Mm-hmm.
I picked a line that didn't even end up playing at the beginning of the year. They changed it before the opening puck drop. Meanwhile, you picked Ehlers, Stankoven, and Blake. And, great hockey from those three. Blake led the way, but I thought it was really good from that group. And Rod Brindamore agrees. He thinks that line was the difference.
Blake's probably the one that needs the most credit for tonight. He on both those, the one goal is all him, and then the other one's just a great pass. But yeah, all those three guys are, have that ability, and then, two of those guys especially just hound pucks like crazy and keep getting it back, and can't say enough of the work that they did tonight. That was that's why we won the game.
That's got to feel good. That's why we won the game. And by the way, I try not to do this, although I do catch myself because there's so many games and you got to work quick. I try not to just care about points. I try not to just go like, hey, Blake and Walker, huge game, because, they're producing points and goals. At one point they put a graphic up, and I thought it was a really good point made by the broadcast. Ehlers was far and away leading the team in just zone entries, right? He's just carrying the puck constantly, using the speed, which is what we talked about in the offseason when they signed Ehlers, that he brings that element that they hadn't had very much, right? Or they hadn't, let's be real, they depended on Martin Necas for that for a long time and hadn't had since he left. Jackson Blake, who's now been on a line with Ehlers for 2 games, talked about playing with Ehlers after the game.
He's just unbelievable. He's a stud. I love playing with that guy. He's so fast and makes really good decisions all the time. And obviously, back-to-back goals is, it's really big for him. And he's been solid all year. And then to play with him and obviously, like you said, Stanks too, I think we can build some serious chemistry and hopefully be a really good line.
I said it yesterday. I'll echo it today. I might even prefer it. I was going to say I would not mind. I think I would prefer the way they've played and the potential I think they've shown if those three are on a line in the most important games of the year this year. I'll be the first to say that I thought Ehlers on the top line had the potential to kind of complete the top line, but the first 2 months are about gaining information. With the new information I've learned, Stankoven centering Ehlers and Blake looks mighty fine to me.
Yeah, they were super effective all night last night.
And obviously Ehlers is a bit more like he is what he is, right? He's in the prime of his career, a little bit older, but he's going to keep getting more comfortable in Carolina with their system, with their players. So I think his improvement is obvious. And the other two, what are we talking, like redshirt seniors. Is that what we're talking here?
Age-wise, yeah.
Like these are very young players who are only going to improve. So if they can be as effective, even if it's not every night, if it's decently consistent enough, as effective as they were last night, with room to go up, that's something that intrigues me a whole bunch.
The way that Blake and Stankoven are able to win board battles and hold on to pucks and come out with loose pucks, along the wall, and just the way they're able to obviously their skating ability, all three of those guys can skate extremely well and are very fast. Like you mentioned, Ehlers is one of the fastest guys out there on the ice every single time he steps out there. And just the chances they're constantly creating, just left and right.
And this is almost every Canes conversation comes down to at some point height and weight. They're not the biggest line in the world. Stankoven plays, I would say, much heavier than he is.
Yeah.
He's more stout. Blake is fearless. I board battles, any situation, he'll mix it up. And Ehlers gives me like Roadrunner Wile E. Coyote vibes. Like me, and he's off.
Good luck catching him.
Exactly. It's like if you catch me, this could go bad for me. But meep, and he's gone. They call him Fly, right? It makes sense. So there's a lot to like once you get by the obstacles that were put in the Canes' way early in that game. At some point, you hope they're going to stop having so many obstacles in their way. But, control what you can control, move on, react the right way, and I thought they did that. And they'll have to do that again this week. Or this weekend, I should say. Back-to-back with traveling in the middle, with an already beat-up team, already tired, having to play a bunch of minutes for certain guys. It's not ideal, but control what you can control, react the right way, let the chips fall where they may.